Good morning, Yodomi Gwinkwe here, which means Talking Feather Woman, and I am back with another Chatting with Wisdom. So today is Friday, and the very first of all of our Fridays to start with Oracle messages. And so we are restarting our Oracle messages, and it's been a while since I've done these on a regular basis. I've kind of like popped in here or there for the last little bit, but I am really excited that it is back to weekly. So I've decided to do it. I used to do it on Sundays, and then different things were happening on Sundays, and then that just got a little bit more complicated. So I had stopped for a little bit. Excuse me. And so I'm restarting again on Fridays. And so if you would like to be part of the weekly messages for your own self, then hashtag weekly in the comments. And if you're catching this on the podcast, then go to my website at rollieallaire.ca and go into the chat portion of the website and send me a message and tell me that you want to be added to the weekly list, and we will get your name added to the weekly list. And so every season I change the weekly list so that when people are coming in and going, because life just kind of flows for people. So just to keep the energy fresh, we always come back at the end of every season and ask for a new consent to be able to get your name on the weekly list. So, but the very first thing that we start with is we talk about what the messages are for the three of us. And so, for the three of us, apparently I was having a conversation with somebody earlier and there was three of us. So there are three messages for the group of us. And so that's one of the things. So there's always going to be at the beginning of every live is the messages for this coming week for ourselves. So leading into the weekend, starting that weekend off with what do we need to know? And the messages I answer are always, what do I need to know this week? So I don't answer any specific questions. So if you're on the weekly list or if you're listening to this live during the session, then I never answer anything more during these messages as to what do I need to know. And because if you want to do something more in depth, then you're welcome to book a session with me, and we can then dive in a little deeper as to what it is that you want to know or a specific question. So today's first messages. So first of all, I'll share the deck that I'm using today. So the deck that I'm using is kind of bright in here with the sun. So it is a Stephen Farmer deck. So it is messages from your animal spirit guides. And so this is the messages that we are going to pull from today. And so our very first message is platypus. So I'm going to have some trouble with this light. So platypus. I'm trying to see where I can fit, because I'm right in front of the window, which is new for me to be right in front of the window, but it also gives me lots of really great light, but not so much when I'm trying to share something. So platypus is the message that we are sharing. So stop complaining and focus your attention on the blessings in your life. So how many of you this week have been so focused on all the things that are going wrong in your life? So like this is our first message for this week is platypus. So, and actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to write them down, and I'm going to share the images on a post as well. So platypus is our first message for all of us as a group. And then I will go into the individual people who would like to have messages. So if you're watching and you would like a message, please let me know, and I will definitely do that. So I'm trying to see. StreamYard has a few new features, and it's been great, but I've been trying to sort them out. Okay, so anyway, next message. I love StreamYard. It does really help to be able to go live in multiple places. So you may be catching this on my own personal page. You may be catching this on my business page. You may be catching this on LinkedIn, or you may be catching this on StreamYard. So the next message that we have for us this week is the elk. So let's see where I can show the image for those of you who can see the video. The elk. Really, really hard to show the image. So the elk says, stand tall and maintain your dignity no matter what, and others will treat you with the respect that you deserve. So really, really important. And sometimes one of the things that we sometimes struggle with is what other people think. And so just remember to be strong in who you are. You're not going to be able to please everybody, and everybody's not going to be able to please you. So you need to do what is best for you and what is right for you. And really, really hard when you are a people pleaser or a reformed people pleaser. So just really important for us to be able to remember that. So my shirt is getting stuck in my knee. Okay, so the third message for all of us this week, and then, like I said, then we'll get into the messages for everyone else. Everybody's individual message is the penguin. So the penguin says, so if you want like a message for yourself, please let me know. But otherwise, these are the messages for all of us. So the penguin says, the period of darkness that you've been experiencing is now past. So if you've been feeling like you've been stuck in a rut, this is the time to be able to remind yourself that things are shifting. So that energy is shifting. But part of that energy shift is from the first card, where the first message told us that it is important for us to be able to tap into that gratitude. What are we grateful for? What are the good things that are going on in our lives? It is so easy to get stuck into that downward spiral. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is share what everybody's personal messages are. So I have a bunch of people that are on the weekly list already. If you would like to be added to the weekly list, #weekly, wherever it is that you're listening to this. And if it's on the podcast, go to my website and send me a message through the messenger chat, and we will get your name added to the list for the weekly. If you are on right now during the live, which is 9:44 a.m. Eastern time, and you would like to be able to be added to today's list, then simply let me know that you would like a message, and I will get a message to you. So Francine is always the first to speak up that she wants to be added to the list. So we're going to start with Francine. So tonight, I'm really excited that we are doing our full moon dancing circle. So we're a little bit early for our full moon circle, because next week I'm going to be in Ottawa. So we're going to be doing that tonight, which might be a little bit a much smaller group tonight, because it is in our area. It is the Fall Fair. And so that is a big event in our community. So we may or may not have a few people coming in tonight. And so, but that is really, really, but I'm really excited that we're going to be able to do this. We're going to do this with the first quarter moon energy in preparation for the full moon next week. And just be able to really tap into that, that energy of releasing and letting go, and working with Grandmother Moon. So we're doing that tonight. Tomorrow night is our first of our moon chats. We stopped doing moon chats in the summertime. So our moon chats are where you jump in on a Zoom call, and we will actually figure out where the placement is of the moon, and figure out where, what is it that we need to be focusing on during the next couple of weeks. And then on Sunday, I believe, is Soulful. Hang on, I think it's Soulful Winds. Let me just double check to make sure. Yeah, it's Soulful Wins on Sunday. So so every 2 weeks we have Soulful Wins or Soulful Wins or Soulful Intentions. And so 1 week it is Soulful Wins, which is where we're going to celebrate our wins. So we're really going to be tapping into why not why things are good. What is it that is good in our lives, and really focusing in on those. So if you are interested in any of those, then please sign up, go to the website, message the page if you can't find it, and myself or Grace will help you get the information. Okay, Madame Francine, t'es la première. So your first message, or your message, is camel. So camel. It's really, really hard to see. So you guys aren't going to be able to see the images very well. I'm going to have to figure something else out for when I do this, because I'm going to be doing them in the mornings. So if it's really, really bright in here, it's going to be really hard. So trust that you have the resources to get through the challenges before you. So I think they have a second feature that I might be able to use this camera, which isn't the best camera. Let me see if I can do that. Settings. Can I add a second camera? Pretty sure that was one of the new features, was adding a dual camera. In general. Landscape. Appearance, dark light, virtual background, camera. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and see, but I think that I can do 2 cameras. I don't see anything offhand. So if you are a StreamYard person, I know that they've got some new features, and I just need to play around with the features. Like one of the features that they have now is that when I go live on my camera from StreamYard, that I can actually change it to the other, the portrait feature. So yeah, can't see anything. Okay, so anyway, so that's Francine's message. And did I read you what the message said, Francine? Trust that you always have the resources to get through the challenges before you. So just in case I didn't, that's what the camel tells us. Okay, so next we have Christine. Christine, your message is, oh, look at that. You've got the camel as well. And you guys saw me shuffling. I put it in the middle of the deck and I shuffled. Good morning, Jody. So trust that you have the resources to get through the challenges before you. So that is your message, Christine. So Jody, if you would like to be added to the weekly list, you can hashtag weekly and I will add you to the weekly list. If you would just like a message for today, just say message and I will get you a message for today. So Diana is next. Have a great day, Francine. I'm heading to Temagami as soon as I'm done this. So Goose is your message. And so Diana, so it's take time to rest and recuperate rather than continuing your striving. So take some relaxation this weekend. Take some R&R time. Thank you, Francine. Okay, so next we have Angie. I will do today and weekly for you. So I will add you to the weekly list, Jody. And so Angie, your message is emu. So you've got the emu. So the emu says, so the emu says, this is a good time to go on a new adventure. So that is your message for this week. So if you're going on an adventure this week, next week I'm traveling a lot. So there's going to be lots of adventures for me. I travel today, I travel Wednesday, travel Thursday, and again Sunday. I'm in Ottawa from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and coming home Sunday. So there's lots of adventure for me next week. Melissa, your message is a falcon. So Melissa is, or the peregrine is the other name. So act on the opportunity that's before you and commit to it without equivocation, without hesitation. So just do it. Don't come up with any excuses. Just do it. Ooh, my mare has a jumper. So, and the mares is where we are going to be doing the full moon dancing circle. And speaking of which, I better plug in my speaker, because it has not been used since last time that we went. So, and I don't remember if I charged it. It holds a charge pretty good, but okay. So, Mamere, your message is the dog. So you have your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced by serving too many masters. So you need to be focusing on one and only thing. So manatee was your jumper. So the manatee, accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. So those are your messages, my mare. And then Tracy, Miss Trey. So Trey's message is the honeybee. So you have the honeybee. Honeybee says, let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation. So that is your message for this week, Miss Trey. Kimberly, hopefully you are having a good day. So Kimberly sends us messages in our group chat all the time to wish us well during our day. So that's usually one of the very first messages we receive in the morning as she's getting ready for work. So Kimberly's message is walrus. So your message is the walrus. And the walrus says, remain vigilant about the current situation. Pay attention to signs and omens and let them dictate your choices. So pay attention to the signs and the omens is your message. Kimberly. Kelly, my dear Kelly, we need to make a plan to connect. We need to see each other. And it's around that same time. We're getting close to that October time. So we need to plan a time to get together, Miss Kelly. So Kelly's message is the weasel. So the weasel says, be silent, pay attention, and simply observe with your eyes, ears, and physical feelings what is happening inside and all around you. So that is your message, Kelly. And last but not least for this week is Jody. So Jody's message is the cardinal. So you've got the cardinal. So the cardinal says the polarities of your spiritual pursuits and physical pleasures are out of balance. So do whatever is necessary to bring them back into equilibrium. So that is your message for this week, Jody. So just really looking at figuring out where things are off for you. So on that note, we will say goodbye for this week, and I will chat with all of you guys later. I will be back on next week for our weekly messages, and I will, so anybody who's on the weekly list is on the weekly list until the next season, and which will be sometime in December. So I will, motivation. Are you looking for a message motivation? I don't know who motivation is, but if you would like a message, I can give you a message. Before I head out, so your message is the tortoise. So the tortoise says, you're too fragmented, so do what it takes to get grounded. So find some ways to be able to ground, connect with trees, do some earthing, whatever it is that it takes for you to get grounded. And I know that for me sometimes, because I'm a very fire energy, that sometimes I need to just go and connect with water. So that is everyone's messages for this week. You're welcome, motivation. And I will chat with all of you guys next week and see you guys next Friday from my motel room. Talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.